3 girls and a lovely wife, and they tease me because I cry easily, right? I cry easily, right? I'll cry in a second. So when I look at your performance of the song Cry, when you go back to the prison that you spent 10 years in,
Yeah.
this song, man, you can't hide from the song, and especially if you lock down. And the thing about the song that I thought was amazing is, number one, black men and crying and Hispanic men and most of their audience, we don't really do that well. But you wrote this song when you were in prison, number one. Right. Number two, you saw brothers moved while you performed the song, because it's like, how can you escape? You can't help but be moved because you were talking so much truth. But at the same time, they were okay. Because it's almost like you were their brother. They trusted you. Mm-hmm. How did you feel? How did that feel, man, to go back in those prison walls where you basically were born, in a lot of ways?
It was moving for me too, man. And I think that it was easier for those guys to accept something coming from somebody who had been in that same chair. I think it's different. Even when I was locked up and people used to come in from the outside, and they used to mean well, don't get me wrong, mm-hmm. but all the advice that they was giving us on how to maneuver in jail and how to maneuver when you got out, like in the back of my mind, it was always, can't really say that and have me 100% trust you because you haven't 100% been through what I've been through.
And the lyrics, man, I thought about this with Lauryn Hill. As a writer, you've given us profound lyrics and thoughts over the years. Tell us the difference between knowing and understanding something, but then applying it to your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have deep insight into things, and we know that because we see it in the records, we see it in the songs. But knowing it sometimes is not easy to apply to your own life. Is right. that a struggle? And tell me, you're young when you wrote a lot of your lyrics too. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
I think it's still a struggle. I don't think that it's a struggle that's going to go away anytime soon. Because, when we go out and do different things, we know that we shouldn't be doing this, or even that we should be doing this. But it's still that disconnect between doing it and knowing or not knowing you should do it. But when I write, I've had people in my past, relationships, to be like, oh, well, you write all these songs and this, that, and the third, and you don't even act like that all the way. You know what I'm saying? But I always tell them, listen, when I write these songs, I write the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. I put my best foot forward because I listen to them songs when I'm going through those situations again, and these songs help me to remember who I really am. Mm. So, in essence, those songs that I write, man, they are the remedy. You know what I'm saying? They the goal. Whether or not we ever get to those goals don't make us, good or bad. It just make it good that you even have the audacity to move towards those goals.
And what a blessing that God has given you that ability, because like you said, it might be the antidote for somebody else.
Right.
It's like, right. You know what I mean? And I think people forget that. Like when Lauryn Hill had her challenges, the thing that hurt me the most was how the fans reacted so harshly. Women were like, you had it all figured out. You so-and-so and so-and-so. Right. And I imagine they did the same thing to you. But I'm like, here's somebody who's like 20-something years old, going through life. And I think, again, the gift was I can write it. But to live it, that's a whole other animal.
And I think what's different between me and Lauryn Hill, too, and she was a huge inspiration to me. I think that Lauryn Hill's message were, this is how you do it. This is how you do such and such. But I think my message was, I don't know how to do it. This is how I think I should do it. And I messed up when I thought this was the right way. But I recognize that this was wrong, too. And I'm still in search of,
Here's the thing, though. And I understand why your exes are mad at you. Or women are mad at you, man. Because you have an insight. You know what I'm saying? You have a gift. Like in your song Pretty Is, which is about a chick stripping, making some money for future goals, right?
Yeah.
Pretty is what pretty does. You'll always be pretty because you fall and get up. Pretty is what pretty does. You'll always be pretty because you're still full of love. That's a compassionate, understanding guy. You know what I'm saying?
Because some chicks is ruined. Like they ruined by their situation, a past relationship, And this guy has really ruined you to where you can't even have a normal relationship no more because you think all men is going to do the same. So as soon as something seems like it's going in that route, you want to blow all up about it and go into, this, that, and the third, man. So you still full of love after all you've been through. You still full of love.
Now, when you went away, so you did 10 years. We discovered you. The first time I saw you on Apollo with Cry, it was amazing. You become a star. And then you got caught up and you had to go back.
Right.
And I was actually on the air when you hit your tweet out. And your tweet was like, "This would be my last post. To everyone who gave me a chance, I'm forever in your debt. I've had a fabulous career because of you. All I can say is parting is that I've been honest with y'all. I didn't sugarcoat a word, didn't hold back a single syllable of my life for y'all. I've lived 100 lives in these 6 years, so not only don't I have the right to complain." That's basically it. Mm-hmm. So when you had to go back, tell us your mindset. Like, were you like, it's over? Were you like, I effed up? What was your mindset? Could you imagine coming back out and then having fame again?
I mean, I didn't per se think like it's over, but I knew that, being away for so long, like a lot of times people don't want to give you another chance. Hell, they didn't want to give me the chance that I got when I first come home. So I was just in the mindset of just accepting that, it's probably dead in the water right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to complain about it because I know how to do other stuff, So when I went back, I found out that the reason why even God has sent me back is because I had veered away from a lot of the stuff that I had learned when I was down before. When I got that understanding, that's when the rewriting came and, a whole nother album came out. And I came back, man, real talk. I came back, and I ain't even never told nobody this, but I'm going to tell you. When I came home, like financially in ruin, houses gone, cars gone, everything, like back just on the bottom, and it didn't even really bother me like that because I felt like, this is exactly where I was when I first started, and look what I did. And then God just restored everything. I got a better crib. I got better cars. I got even more than I had even before that I went, man. And it's just, God's way of telling you, like, listen, if you rock and do what I ask you to do, I'm going to bless you regardless. But when you start thinking you can do it by yourself, then that's when you're going to fail, And
that truth, man, I think that living in your truth, even like you said, even if you don't know the answers, also makes your songs and everything you say last forever. You come from a place that a lot of brothers come from, but they haven't had the success. What was the key? Or what is the key?
I mean, regraining my mind, man. I think one of the greatest things that I realize is that I create all of this. This thing that's happening in this moment is not even happening in this moment. This is actually happening in the past because when it was happening, I was creating it. And it's a funny thing about your mind is that the whole universe moves according to what you think. If you think about something, you pump energy into it. The repetitiousness of you thinking about that thing makes that thing denser, makes it fall down and create itself on earth, So I really feel like at this point that if I don't want something to happen in my life, all I got to do is starve it of energy. I don't watch police stuff on TV. I don't even do that because I'm not giving it any energy. Only things that make sense in my life, that's good for my life, things that I give focus to. It's amazing. I could lay down in the bed and meditate, and I could picture myself doing something over and over again and just keep that up for about a month. That second month to come about, that thing will happen, man. So that let me know if I can do it with the good, then all this bad that's happening to me is because of me, man. And when I take full responsibility for it, that's putting full trust and full belief into it too. And that even make my creation cycle happen even faster, man.